Let's talk about graphs and determining where a function is increasing, decreasing, or constant. Let's go ahead and start talking about what it means if a function is increasing. So functions that are increasing are going to be going uphill as we look at them from left to right. So you always want to be reading your graphs from left to right. So functions that are increasing are going uphill, and we're going to be using interval notation to write our answers. So we want to make sure that we are using the x values when we're looking at graphs that are increasing, decreasing, or constant. And you'll notice here that we're going to be talking about an open interval. Open interval means we don't have to worry about the endpoints. We can go ahead and use a set of parentheses. We don't have to worry about the brackets and whether or not the number is included or not. This might be a good spot where you can actually go ahead and use a couple different highlighters to mark up your graph. So if we're looking at the image below and we're looking for the section that is going uphill as we look at it from left to right, then we're going to be looking at this portion of our graph. And we want the x values for this segment. So the x value here is a positive 3. And we're going to go all the way until we get to an x value of 4. So the open interval where our graph is increasing is from 3 to 4. Let's take a look at where our graph is decreasing. So if we're decreasing, we're going to be going downhill as we look at our graph from left to right. We're still going to be using interval notation, and we're still going to be writing this using an open interval, so we can go ahead and use parentheses around the numbers. And if we look at where our graph is decreasing or going downhill as we look at it from left to right, we're looking at this portion of our graph. So let's go ahead and mark this one as decreasing. And we want the x values for this segment. So my x value for this point is a -1. And the x value where this segment ends is going to be a positive 3. So our graph is decreasing over the interval from -1 to 3. And for our last one, the function where it is constant. Constant means our graph is going to be going straight across horizontally. And if we go ahead and mark up our graph, we're going to be looking at this segment. And same idea, we want to go ahead and use the x values. We're still going to be working with an open interval, so we can go ahead and use parentheses around our solution for this interval. And our smallest x value here is a -5. And our largest x value for that segment is going to be a -1. So our graph is constant on the interval from -5 to -1, and we can go ahead and actually label this portion as constant.